Good morning, everyone. My name is Michael Sinatra. I'm the co-chair of centerNet, and along with my colleague on the executive, it's a pleasure to sort of welcome this morning for our third and final talk of our winter series. Nirmala Menon from India, who is herself a past co-chair of centerNet. We still remain very active and a tight community among center directors. And I'm very grateful that she's agreed to have a conversation with me this morning, and starting first by having a presentation of her center. And so without further ado, Nirmala, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Michael. Thank you for the invitation. And yes, I really have always enjoyed being part of centerNet and the consortium of centers that we have. Right. So I'm here today to talk about the Jayaprakash Narayan National Center of Excellence in the Humanities. So this is a center that is funded by the Government of India, Ministry of Education. It was a grant and it was a call for proposals which we had submitted. It took a very long time, but it was finally established in October 2022. And since then, we have been doing a lot of activities, and I'll tell you more about the center. I do want to point out that, the call for proposals came with the name pre-chosen. So the name of the center was actually part of the proposal. And for those of you who might want to Google it, Jayaprakash Narayan was one of a political leader of the 1970s who led a campaign against the imposition of emergency. So those of you who may be interested in knowing more, you can look up the center at jpnnationalcenter.com. Right now, if you go to it, you will just see the landing page. The website is under revamping, but in a few days it will be up and running. So please visit that. Okay, so I'm not able to. Oh, the slide is not moving, Michael. Can you?
Can you click on it directly with your mouse? It should, that's your end. I don't control that. So if you just try to.
Yeah, I did that. Wait. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. So, so the center focuses on two areas, digital humanities and environmental humanities, and it's a nodal place to foster collaborative initiatives at the intersections of language, literature, and technology. The center offers scholars a unique environment for extending the boundaries of traditional research using cutting-edge digital technologies. I want to point out here that this is a very unique center and a first of its kind anywhere in India. So it's the only a publicly funded center of research that is focused on digital humanities. And I think it is kind of right that it has come to IIT Indore, because way back in 2014, when me and four of my students set up the Digital Humanities Research Lab at IIT Indore, we were then the first research lab in the country. So it's nice that we now have a center. It's a unique center for humanities research among the IITs too. As you know, the IITs in India are R1 research institutions, but whose core strength and focus is technology and the sciences. So in that sense too, it's a very unique center. Yeah. So the center aims to facilitate cutting-edge research, education, and public engagement to cultivate a vibrant community of scholars, researchers, and practitioners who leverage digital tools, methodologies, and critical thinking. And through research project partnership, both national and international, we aim to create knowledge and contribute to global scholarship in these areas. The vision of the center is to be a leading hub of innovation and collaboration in digital and environmental humanities, advancing interdisciplinary research, education, and outreach at the convergence of technology and the humanities. So this is kind of the mission and vision statement that we kind of came up with when we were envisioning the center. So since 2022, we have been doing two things parallelly. One is, of course, research collaborations, research outreach, and projects, but also simultaneously kind of, building a digital studio or a digital lab. Since we are one of a kind center in central India, especially, we also would like to be a hub for other institutions to come to us for training, for collaborative projects. So we have conducted a lot of workshops and training in the last couple of years since the center has been in place. So in terms of our lab equipment, we do have the I2S copybook scanner, the limb processing software. We have other softwares. We have servers that we are using for our archival material of historical documents and artifacts. So we are right now, it is not, it's not rich, but we do have some of the basic and good software as well as hardware tools and equipment that can help projects that are either funded by our center or are funded by other places to look at our center for facilitation and for support. Uh, Interdisciplinary collaboration, it's a hub for fostering collaboration across diverse fields and integrating the technology, humanities. One of the strengths of being part of an IIT is that you have a culture of collaboration between the sciences, humanities, and technology and engineering. And that has often helped us both at the center as well as at the DH lab at IIT Indore. We have, access to an extensive CMIE database, which is a economics database, and it's a Government of India database. So it enables research and analysis of economic, social, and environmental data. So we have some research initiatives, some of which I will talk about in the upcoming slides. Mm, uh, Audiovisual capabilities, educational outreach. Like I said, we have done, training in digital literacy through workshops, training sessions, collaborative projects, having students, researchers across both nationally and internationally. Uh, I think, the map that you see on the right is different parts of the country, different parts. We are right in the center there, the red one that you see. But the projects that we have helped support and set up are spread across the country. So we have, researchers from different regions, bringing in projects, very diverse projects, and we have helped support about 32 projects till now. So from October 2022 till December 2024, we have supported 32 different diverse projects in digital humanities and environmental humanities across the country. For now, because of certain regulations and guidelines from the Ministry of Education, the PIs have to be from publicly funded universities. So it does cover a majority of the good universities and colleges in India. So I wanted to just give you a sense of the kind of projects that we have supported here at the JPN Center. And this is like an annual call that we had right from our first year of initiation, where we put out a call for proposals, and we evaluated those proposals, sent it for peer reviews, and based on the reviews, we had a shortlisted list of projects from which we had an internal committee that looked at the shortlisted projects, and they made their own presentations, and based on that, we selected the final list of projects. And I can tell you that it was very, very competitive. And the first year we supported 10 projects, for which if I remember correctly, we had about 38 submissions. And the second year, we funded about 20 projects, and we had almost like 70 plus projects that, that were submitted and sent for peer review before the final shortlist and the selection. So these are very interesting projects, and they are spread across, literature, history, archiving, environmental practices, virtual museums. These are some images of some of those projects. Like I said, if you go to the website, you will find details of each of these projects. So I just wanted to give you an example of two or three of those projects. One of this is ancient Indian board games. So this is from a colleague, Professor Shubek Mukherjee from CSDS Kolkata. So he kind of, the project aims to create a digital archive to preserve cultural memories of board games, in different parts of India, and to see what are some of the stories behind those board games, in what ways are they preserved now, how are they played now, do they continue to exist in digital forms. So creating an archive of its analogous parts, but at the same time having a conversation with the digital, with its digital avatars, if you will. Uh, we recently conducted a research symposium where all the projects, PIs were invited, and they gave us flash talks of where their projects are. This was also, necessary as part of the funding that we have given them to take annual reports as required by the by the Ministry of Education. And so we were able to kind of really understand the depth and the range of some of these projects. And even though we knew we were selecting very good projects when we did the shortlisting and the selection, actually seeing them, come into fruition, the struggles that those projects are going through and the ways around in some of them were really quite eye-opening for most of us. The second project that I wanted to highlight is the digital archive of Naga oral heritage. It kind of tries to establish a method for documenting oral, artistic, and cultural expression of the Nagas. The Nagas are, are from Eastern India, from uh, the border Eastern states. There's a group of very small 7 states in India known as the Seven Sisters, and they do not have a written script. So the Naga folk songs, hold significant community knowledge and historical insights. And the PI, Dr. Vati Longkumar, is trying to create a digital archive that will kind of, showcase the Naga folk songs, and kind of annotated with the meanings and translations. The third one, and I'll just do two more, is the PI is Shanmugapriya T, and its tools for non-standard British colonial South Indian data. So the research aims to recalibrate digital humanities methods and tools for effectively analyzing uncertain and complex colonial historical data to extract fuzzy toponyms. It investigates how advanced digital techniques can contribute to the development of a novel framework rooted in historical data from the global south. So, the picture that you see on the left is kind of, the cleaning or the pre-processing of the data that she had to do because of the ways in which they were spelled differently across different documents, the time of the timestamp of the document sometimes contributing to the different spellings, and then how to kind of differentiate between a place or a term or a historical artifact, and how to kind of do that for this large database. uh, the last one that I want to just highlight was Sindhi Sanjay. Like I said, these are just 4 of 32 that we have supported till now. Sindhi, a minor language in India and as a partition language with a rich literary tradition. Sindhi Sanchaya is a comprehensive and interactive online database of Sindhi literature, connecting the communities of readers, researchers, and enthusiasts to Sindhi texts scattered in different places, online as well as offline. So this is database consists of information about Sindhi books published in India in 3 scripts: the Perso-Arabic script, the Devanagari script, and the Roman script. So this kind of reflects this community that has a big presence in present day Pakistan, and the community in Pakistan uses the Perso-Arabic script, whereas the community that moved over to India, after partition, uses a Devanagari script. But this is also a very prosperous, merchant community that has a huge diaspora across the world, and some of who have kind of, started using Roman script. So it's a very interesting kind of study, and currently under progress. And one of the PIs is at the center, so I do see her research assistant actually working on this project, and it's quite interesting to watch. Right. So one of the things, these are all photographs of many workshops that we have. I really did not have the time to go through the workshops themselves, but we have had workshops on digital infrastructures. We have had workshops on historical and literary data. We have done a workshop on environmental humanities, couple of workshops on environmental humanities. We did a very comprehensive curriculum development workshop that was in 2023 with an aim to commence a master's and a PhD program in digital humanities. So um, uh, currently, and so after the program was very successful, we put together, experts both nationally and internationally. The national experts came in person, and we had like a 3 day rigorous brainstorming to come up with a curriculum and a syllabus for both a master's and a PhD program. The way it works in the IIT system is that, once you have the workshop and you have a curriculum, it has to then be approved by various levels in the institute. So you have a postgraduate committee, you have a Senate committee, and then you have the Senate itself. And the Senate usually, then approves a course or a program, right? And so as of now, we have commenced the PhD program at the center. uh, it started last year, 2024. The master's program is also, underway. The master's program is ready to go, but we did it still has to go through a couple of levels within the institute. But more importantly, simultaneously, the School of Humanities and Social Sciences at IIT Indore commenced a master's in literature and linguistics, a combination of literature and linguistics that started this year. And so we thought that, we would wait a year before we commence the master's program. However, the PhD program is up and running, and we have had 2 rounds of PhD interviews. We have 4 students who have joined the center in the PhD program. And we have a round of interviews actually next week for the next round of PhD interviews. And we are hoping that, we'll have a couple more students who will join. Currently, the faculty who are focused in digital humanities, I am the only person. We are going to have distinguished faculty who will be visiting faculty, Peter Francois, who you see in the picture here from the University of Oxford, is likely going to be one of our distinguished faculty. But over the next 2 years, before the MA program is started, we hope to recruit faculty in digital humanities and environmental humanities, so we can have a full-fledged master's program. So we are quite excited about that, and I'm really very happy that we were able to start the PhD program. One of the very fruitful outcomes of many of these workshops and interactive workshops we had with the University of Oxford, Freer University in Germany, and other Lancaster University, we have had is that we have kind of had long discussions and actually put in, like, collaborative grants for projects, that are with many of my colleagues, both across India as well as internationally. So the academic program, I look at the center as having 3 major objectives. One is its training and workshop and, digital lab. Second is the academic programs, and third is the outreach. So, I've just kind of touched on all three aspects of it. So recently, this is one of the biggest things that we have done till now. In fact, as a digital humanities group at IIT Indore, So we had a research symposium, as I just mentioned, about all the projects. And at the end of the symposium, we have just launched Digital Humanities Intersections, a new journal, and of course, the first journal in digital humanities from India. It is an open access, peer reviewed journal dedicated to multilingual and interdisciplinary research in digital humanities. It publishes research across key areas such as multilingual DH, critical digital studies, AI and data science, in DH, spatial humanities, digital archiving, bibliometrics, and digital media studies, fostering diverse and inclusive scholarship. Please visit the website. It's dhi.iiti.ac.in. We are onboarded as a journal. We are using the PKP's journal, platform, and we hope to release the first issue of the journal in October 2025. We have already started receiving some submissions, and please visit the website, and please consider not just submitting a paper, but also signing up as reviewers for the journal. And if you're interested in being part of the editorial committee or the advisory board, we have both of them in place right now, but we are looking to expand that. And please feel free to write to me or to the journal contact, and we will get back to you. We are quite excited, but equally scared about this venture of ours. So we'll see. We are also hoping for this to be a born multilingual journal. So that is one of the key objectives of the journal. And we are exploring various ways of making that happen. One of them, we will of course be taking, submissions in English, but we are looking at translation plugins, seeing what are available for Indian languages especially, and what are the things that we can kind of, what other languages we can kind of onboard within the first couple of years. So it is like many other things at the Digital Humanities Lab at IIT Indore, an experiment, and we keep our fingers crossed. So this is just, the submission categories. We have articles, reviews, method papers, case studies, theoretical and conceptual essays. So for people who are interested. So this is like our team. The like all of you know, a center like this cannot run with one or two people. It's always a team effort, and this is our, this is our core team. And Professor Suhas Joshi, who is the director of IIT Indore, ex officio, becomes the chairperson of the advisory and the steering committee of the center. So all of my colleagues, are in advisory roles, and we really kind of depend on them to ensure that we do, to learn from and make sure that we do things in a way that contributes to research and scholarship, and also contributes to the growth of the center. So Professor Preeti Sharma, who is a professor of economics, is my co-convener, and we were both the PI. I was a PI and she was a co-PI who put in the proposal for the center. So she is my co-convener and co-conspirator. Professor Biswarup Pathak, who is a professor of computational chemistry, and Professor Abhishek Srivastav, who is a computer science and engineering professor, both of who use a lot of computational tools, are also part of the center, and I keep turning to both of them for various things, through the managing and the running of the center in the last 2 years. So a big thank you to all of them. The rest of our team, again, we have a very good team here. We have research associates or postdoctoral scholars, Rima, Shubha, Dinabandhu, Justy, all of them doing very interesting projects in digital or environmental humanities. These are our new PhD students that I said we have, onboarded. So Suman, Anima, Khyati, and Tanushri is, as part of the center's collaboration with the School of Humanities and Social Sciences, we had funded two MS research students that we had, kind of offered that we would be funding two MS research students who will continue to be students of the School of HSS, but will be like, students with the JPN Center, working with one of us faculty members who are associated with the center. So she is an MS in research student. Right? We also have support staff, Mr. Himanshu and Mr. Aditya Naik, who are also very crucial to the successful running of the center on an everyday basis. I think that is my spiel.